Hello.
Hi, and welcome to our DVC Special.
Yep.
Is it worth it? Should you do it? What is it? We're going to try and debunk a few myths. We're going to try and keep it as short as we can because DVC can be a bit of a long-winded, complex subject. But a lot of people I know aren't too sure what it is, but don't really want to take Disney's official tour while they're at Walt Disney World. So we thought we'd try and give it to you in as small a nutshell as we possibly can.
So Pippa would probably be doing most of the talking as she's been with DVC for how long now?
2007.
So quite a lot, over 12 years.
And
I'm a recent recruit.
A relative baby member. And Melvin the Manatee has been, he's been a member since 2013?
Yeah.
Yep.
He wanted to be in on the video. So.
Yeah, we thought he has an Instagram account, Melvin the Manatee, so please give him a follow, keep him happy. Right, so DVC is Disney's version of a timeshare. So it's not the traditional timeshare that you might have bought in the 1980s where you'd buy a week at a resort and you had to stick to that week every single year. You're given, or you're buying, an allocation of points, an annual allocation of points every year that will be your accommodation at Disney for about 50 years, which is the lease that you sign, because you are buying a teeny tiny part of real estate at Disney. Half a door handle, as I like to say.
Yeah.
So for a one-time purchase price and your annual dues every year, that's what you get. Every year you'll get the annual allocation of points that you decide to buy. So for instance, we have a contract at Animal Kingdom Lodge for 180 points. So every year we get 180 points into our account to spend how we like. So each Disney hotel has a cost per night with points, depending on which type of accommodation you want to stay in.
So studio.
Which is kind of a glorified hotel room, perfectly fine for two people.
One bed villa.
They sleep up to about 5. The studios will sleep up to 4, but they are a bit tight.
And there's some really big rooms as well, isn't there?
There's some 2-bedroom villas, and most resorts have a 3-bedroom grand villa, which will, I think, sleep up to about 12. So you can take a big party for that. But you need a whacking great amount of points.
For that,
Heck yes. So with the annual allocation, you might think, well, what if I don't want to go every year? Well, it's worth it if you tend to go to Disney, say, every year, every other year, or even every 2 years.
Yeah.
Because Disney has a banking and borrowing system. So if we decided we didn't want to go in 2019, we could bank our points over to 2020. And then in 2020, we'd have both allocations of points to use. So we could
get a bigger room,
take some friends with us, or something like that.
Thing, yeah.
Or, well, what if I want to go in 2020, but I don't want to go in 2021 either? Well, you could bank and borrow. So you can bank 2019 into 2020 and borrow all the points from 2021 into 2020 and have 3 years worth and have a mega holiday. Some people do that. That's an option if you don't go every year. The other option, if you don't use your points, is to rent them out via a broker to other people who want to try DVC, and then you'll get paid for that, and that's money back in your bank account.
But what we currently do is we just use them yearly at the moment, because we like to go back every year, as most people do. So.
But you never know. One year something might crop up and we can't go. So
yeah, definitely.
So at different times of year, the rooms will cost a different amount of points. So there's slower times of year, and there's
peak times
like Christmas, Easter,
American holidays,
Thanksgiving, spring break,
Christmas,
things like that. Yeah. So I would recommend, if you are over at Walt Disney World and you're thinking about DVC, I would say go and do the tour. Definitely. Takes about 2 hours. So not that long. They will go over what I'm saying now, but in Disney speak. They'll crunch the numbers. They'll tell you how much it's going to be. You're normally given a bit of an incentive for taking their tour. So when I did it way back in 2007, it was some free fast passes and some ice cream. But these days I have seen online people reporting of getting $100 gift cards just for turning up
to that, which is for a couple of hours.
Really worth. Yeah, and they don't give you the hard sell. Disney don't need to.
No.
The properties are beautiful. They sell themselves.
Yeah.
So the people are on hand to tell you the numbers.
They're all lovely people as well.
So we've got some questions from our followers on social media.
Twitter
so yes, UK Sunshine Kid on Instagram asked us the question everybody wants to know: how much?
How much?
How much? So I've got a couple of examples. Buying into DVC is not cheap. It is a financial commitment for a long time. But if you love Disney and you know you're going to go back, so worth it. One of the best things we've ever bought.
And how long's the average contract you
50
get?
years.
50 years.
And they are bequeathable in a will, so you can pass them on to your children.
Pass them on.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the numbers. Don't fall over when you hear some of the numbers I'm about to say. So we're recording this in July 2019, and these are as accurate as I can get them at the moment. So Disney at the moment are actively selling the new resort, the Riviera, which is on the Skyliner system that's being built, which looks really fun and very fantastic.
Be open soon.
So at the moment, they are selling it at about, currently, I checked the website today, $188 per point. So if you wanted, say, 175 points at Riviera, that's going to cost you $188 per point, about $800 closing costs, which is the legal bit. You can't get out of that bit. So it comes in at, brace yourself, $33,700-ish, give or take.
I had a quick question.
Go for
so
it.
Would sort of 175 points be the normal amount of points you'd require for, say, 2 weeks per year?
In a studio?
In a studio?
Yes.
Yeah,
yep,
okay.
That would be plenty. Yep. That equates on today's exchange rate for us British people, and let's face it, the exchange rate is
Poor.
dire. About £26,000, £26,800-ish, give or take. But remember, this is your holiday accommodation paid for 50 years.
Yeah.
Hotel prices are only going to go up. Once you've paid this amount of money for your annual allocation of points for the length of the lease, you've locked it in.
Yeah.
Let's face it, Disney prices only go one way.
Up.
This way. But you can get them cheaper. How, I hear you ask?
How'd you get them cheaper, Pippa? Please tell.
You don't buy direct from Disney. You go to a resale company, which is them brokering a contract that someone doesn't want anymore.
Yeah.
So say we, for some reason, couldn't go to Disney anymore. Fingers crossed that never happens. They will sell it on for you. Bit like an estate agent's, which is exactly like an estate agent. So I had a look on the DVCstore.com, and they had a resale contract a couple of days ago for the Wilderness Lodge at 170 points, and they were going for $98 per point. So with the closing costs, which would be about $650 for that contract, that comes in at $17,300, which is £13,000, about £13,700. So you're looking at half the cost.
It sounds a lot, but when you're halving the money,
that's a
big saving.
Massive saving. Absolutely massive. But what is the difference between buying directly from Disney or buying a resale contract that somebody can't use anymore or doesn't want anymore or can't afford anymore? Perks is the word.
Yeah, perks.
When you buy with Disney, you get a blue membership card. Looks like a credit card. Now that card will get you discounts all over the show. At the moment, we're getting 20%?
20%.
20% off merchandise in Disney stores, in the parks, not around the US and the UK, unfortunately, just in the parks.
In the parks, but in Disney Springs, it's hit and miss.
Yes, various discounts in hit and miss.
Places.
10 to 20% off dining discounts in various sit-down restaurants and counter service ones. We just show our card and ask every time because it's always changing. You will get discounts off backstage tours. You have access to the Moonlight Magic events, which Disney open the parks up late at night just for DVC members. I've been to one at Epcot and it was amazing. Parks was absolutely dead. We got on all the rides like that. There were special meet and greets. There was free food. It was great. So that's a perk that you will not get with resale. With a resale contract, you don't get a blue card. So that means
no perks.
No perks, so no discounts. But when you think you could be saving £13,000
in one hit,
depends how much you really
and
want
you get
those
to stay on
discounts.
property.
Yes, you get all
stay
the
on
other
Disney property, and you get use of the buses and all the other stuff like that.
So
get your magic bands.
That's a ballpark number. I bought in 2007 180 points at Animal Kingdom Lodge, so I have a blue card. And then Pete and I decided a couple of years ago we'd quite like some more points so we can sort of stay in one-bed villas rather than studios. So we ended up buying a resale contract at Saratoga Springs, and which we don't get the perks with, but we've still got that blue card from the first contract we bought, so we're all good.
How much did you pay per point for that?
$80 per point.
$80.
80. So it's always worth having a look
saving
at
on
those.
Their current
Always worth having a look at those resales. We're going to put on the screen some DVCstore.com details again in case you forget. I don't expect everyone to be sitting here with a pen and paper.
No.
So I hope UK Sunshine Kid that gives you an idea. Right. So once you've paid for all your trips, the points can be used at any Disney resort around the world.
Yeah.
So they want you on property at Walt Disney World, but you can use them at the other DVC resorts around the world, which are Vero Beach and Hilton Head Island, Aulani in Hawaii, and the Grand Californian over in Disneyland. Can stay at Tokyo, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Paris, but it will be significantly more points per night for the room.
Yeah, cruise line as well.
Cruise line, not a good use of your points, but you can use them.
You can use them.
And you can also exchange them for lots of different hotels, non-DVC, non-Disney hotels around the world. Yeah. We did that once.
Stayed in London.
We had some points that were going to expire, and we thought, rather than rent them out, what the heck, let's just use them. And we stayed at the Royal Garden in Kensington in London. Beautiful hotel. So Disney don't do rubbish hotels at all.
Not at all.
They're places like the Mandarin Oriental chain. They're, the good stuff. So that's also a use of your points if they were going to expire. Which resort do you pick then? That's another question we get asked a lot. So people say, well, which one's the best? What one should I buy at?
I guess you could do a bit of recceing while you're there, couldn't you? Because
yes.
There's nothing to stop you visiting a resort.
This was a question actually from the Scots Do Disney on Twitter, so thank you for this question.
A bit of resort hopping?
Which resort? The simple answer is buy at the resort you want to stay at.
Yeah.
Because your home resort, so our home resorts are Animal Kingdom Lodge and Saratoga Springs. Number one, they're the ones that you sign on the lease. They're the ones on your legal document. The other thing is your booking priority. So it means you get to book your home resort 11 months out from your arrival date.
11 months.
Which for us Brits, we do tend to plan ahead, don't we? Because our stays can be, usually it's like 14 nights, isn't it, for a Brit stay. We have to figure in things like flights, time off work.
And when you've got 11 months, it makes it so much easier to do.
And if you're going to take the kids out of school, you've got to sort that out, all that sort of thing. So my advice would be to anyone is if you have a resort that you're just in love with, like Polynesian or something like that, buy your contract there. Get it there. Because you get availability at all the other DVC resorts 7 months ahead. Which still sounds a long time, but we all know Disney's getting busier.
Yeah, and the chances are what you want at that time may not be available.
Exactly. Availability is getting trickier. So you could get 1 or 2 nights at the resort you want at 7 months, but you might not get a whole week. You probably won't get a fortnight, like for us Brits.
Maybe 4 days, then 2 days, and then 4 days. Then those 2 days you can't stay.
So that would be my recommendation. Yeah. We've never had a problem getting Animal Kingdom Lodge and Saratoga Springs at 11 months.
Because Saratoga is exceptionally big.
It's a very big resort. You can probably get that one at 7 months, actually, not 11.
Yeah.
And Old Key West is another one that's quite easy to get at 7 months. But places that are really near the parks, like Bay Lake Tower and Beach Club and Boardwalk, especially during things like Food and Wine Festival, you ain't going to get them at 7 months. Simple as that. So I hope that answers the question. Scots Do Disney.
Little American accent.
I did there. Okay. So I would recommend 3 things. That's kind of it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
That's the nuts and bolts of it. There's lots of other ins and outs. Please leave us a comment, leave us a question. We will try and
we'll try and answer them.
Answer them as best we absolutely can. If you like this, hit subscribe and give us a like. I would recommend doing the tour. DVCstore.com. They are a resale company. They deal solely in DVC resale contracts. That's who we got our Saratoga Springs contract through, They were amazing, very
Brilliant.
smooth process, no stress, done. Documents came through electronically, we signed them, electronically sent them back. Then when it came right to the part where we closed on the contracts, we had a hard copy that was sent to us.
Hard copy.
That
So
we had to sign. Yep.
You've got something to store, and you've got something that if you want to pass it on, you've got a written record of your
That's the legal bit. And I would also recommend here on YouTube, the Diz Unplugged, if you don't already subscribe to them. They're a great Disney resource. Lots of podcasts from them as well. They're on YouTube, they're on all the other social media channels. But they have a stream of shows called the DVC Show, and they have stacks of information. And they have one of the guys, normally Jerry, from the DVC store on that show. So he will be a mine of information if you need that sort of thing. And I just thought of one thing we haven't mentioned.
What's that?
Annual dues.
Yes.
So you've got your one-time purchase price, which is the big chunk of money. Then every year you have to pay a maintenance fee, just like you would if you owned a villa over in Florida.
Yeah.
So they come in January, just after Christmas as well, which is a total pain, but there's no getting around it.
No.
So normally the resorts are around $6 to $8 per point for the maintenance fees. So obviously the bigger contract you have, the more points you've got every year, more money you're going to pay. So each resort is different because they're all separate entities, if you like. So Animal Kingdom Lodge.
There's animals to look after, so they put a premium on that.
They have their own private savannah out the back, so animals have got to be looked after. And the other two that tend to be a little bit more are the Hilton Head Island and the Vero Beach resorts that aren't in Walt Disney World because they have sea defences to be covering. Fair enough. The others, they tend to go up a little bit in line with inflation, so that's understandable.
So what we've done is Pippa pays the Animal Kingdom one and I'll pay the Saratoga one.
Yep.
So we sort of share it between us.
Yeah, a lot of people say to us, "Oh, Animal Kingdom, but it's so far out away from the parks." But that's exactly why we love it.
Yeah,
it's away from the craziness.
How beautiful it is!
It's quiet,
stunning,
calm. After a day of going completely nuts in the parks, you can come back and it is just zen. It's just a chill zen zone. That's why we like it so much. But we appreciate other people like different resorts. That's just
matter of taste,
our opinion. And we like Saratoga Springs because it's just a hop, skip, and a jump from the restaurants and the shops of Disney Springs.
Disney Springs, just over the water.
Yep. So I hope that has gone some way to explain DVC to you. It is a complex subject, but that's it kind of in a nutshell, isn't it? So please leave us a comment if you've got any other questions.
Any questions? Twitter, Insta.
Yep.
Underneath.
There are plenty of British DVC members. There are a lot of us that do it, so it must work for some of us. So, hope you enjoyed that. Hit like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye for now. Bye.